9 years, and enjoy everything. Enjoy all the interactions with fans, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I am Patriot Prime Reviews. I've been on YouTube for 7 years. Started my channel off on a dare, and was really amazed how it grew, and the fact that it's a fun extension of the hobby. Because normally you buy a figure, you transform, it goes on the shelf, you do not touch it ever again. But now, thanks to YouTube, I get to spend an extra 10 minutes, video it, then put it on the shelf and never touch it again. But then going the YouTube thing opened up a whole new world for me, meeting like these guys who've become some of my best friends, meeting you guys, which is the main reason I come to conventions anymore. This is my 5th one. First couple of conventions was all about autographs and toys. Now it's coming hanging out with fans, hanging out with lobby, talking to people, hearing their different stories. And it just amazes me how everybody from all these different walks of life now are bonded because of plastic robots. So, You can stop here.
Hey everybody, my name is Baldwin. It's about 8 years, and it's my Patriot outfit. I started my first time with Kollections 8. I went to a couple of those, and now I've been at every East Coast and Midwest one since 2014 when they started me on that. And yeah, it's just a great time. Like I said, you can use these transformers anywhere, online, but it's here for everybody. This is probably my best friend Kato right here, and it's just meeting a lot of new people. I get to see everybody here. I see faces all the time that I've seen over the years, and it's just a great time. Thanks for having me. Stop. Nobody can take.
Yeah. Howdy folks, Kato from Kato's Collection Reviews. Been doing YouTube for 5-6 years. I stopped counting. Transformers, G.I. Joe. It's all the same stuff. We love coming to these conventions and hanging out. I'm always surprised if even one person comes up and says hi. So the fact that multiple people did it just almost makes me cry a little bit just thinking about it. You had 2 this year. It was twice as many. Most of the time I'm here is Deluxe County. That's true. We got meet friends, meet you guys, hanging out, just talking toys. Like-minded folks doing like-minded stuff. I really do appreciate it. My beautiful wife, who the last time we were here at a panel, we had gotten engaged. You can give her condolences as we walk out. She has a YouTube channel. Really love you guys.
Last but not least, here.
Hi everybody, my name is Balt Matrix. I've been doing this for 18 years. Oh, I started 2 months after YouTube launched. What's that, Billy? Shut up. Thank you for inviting me on here, Rodimus. This is my 5th TFCon, and yeah, it's a blast. It's just a blast. I get to see people that I normally never get to see. I get to see these lug nuts. My friend Cam, who you might know is from Rodimus, the good buddy Jordan, and his Attaché Lance. I get to see just all of you as well, and put names to faces and actually say hi to people, which is nice because I just live in my basement for over a year.
And we get to ride with those folks that have been doing it for a long time.
This is all the guys that I watched religiously that heard make me do what I was doing on top of the bigger. They can do it. It's pretty easy. It's not. They can do it anybody.
There's a lot of reviews. Bob Mark's down there. Really good guys.
There's a lot of you guys that have been making YouTube content, and we appreciate all of you who continue to get inspired by us, and you guys keep going and keeping this fandom going, because it goes to show you that, all of us have the capabilities to, make these videos. I mean, granted, some of us make different kinds of content. You guys do a lot of reviews, I do the retrospective review stuff. You know, some of you guys are doing stop motion. I mean, I don't have the patience for stop motion, but it's awesome. Let me tell you guys, you guys are doing it. Those of you who are making this incredible content as well. Just everybody else is put together as a fandom. Speaking of being fandoms, something I wanted to start this panel off with after our introductions was, those of you who know, like, a lot of families were affected by the hurricanes that happened, you know, over the last month or two now, or 2 months now. And, you know, the folks in North Carolina, there's a toy store in North Carolina currently that's running a toy drive to help out the victims for Christmas. What they're literally doing is collecting brand new in the box toys. And they're going to be helping a lot of these kids that are in North Carolina who will not have Christmas because they lost everything. And so I felt it was a good time to not only promote, you know, Kato has teamed up with folks there. What's the name of the toy store?
Yeah, so just in summation, I've lived in Western North Carolina. It was hit pretty hard, and we got really lucky, but not far around us, it was hit really, really hard. We were talking about that earlier. And so I teamed up. I went to a local store, a partner store that my wife works at, and teamed up with them to start a toy drive for the area. So we wanted to make it local and invite anyone to help out. We want to donate toys, or donate to the store as a giveaway for kids, toys for kids. So it's been really successful, really grateful. But December the 19th, we're going to get it together with the families there, local churches, the county school district and stuff like that. We're going to have families come in for everything that's been donated and basically shop. So they're going to come in and we're hoping to refill the stockings, refill the Christmas tree, and become something to look forward to. And I like to be careful. And what was a mess, it was bad.
Myself, you know, Hasbro had sent me this big box of the Transformers 1, and it's all of the Transformers 1 toy line. And it's like, okay, this is nice to have a gift box, okay, that Hasbro sent me. But I think these kids want more. And, you know, I can't imagine losing everything, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm donating the contents of this box to to that toy store. I'm sending it to Kato to bring directly to that toy store so that they can get these toys to those kids. To not only to help with, you know, for Christmas, but hey, let's get them involved in Transformers fandom. We all do all together, and we all doing plastic robots together. I mean, lots of new kids enjoy it too. So,
you want more information on how there's a flyer here, there's all the information you want. If you want to hand it to somebody, let them know, or should also all do.
that's right. So now that the emotional stuff is done, let's have some fun talking about some plastic robots.
I don't know, you know, you just said about our younger generation now, we can all transport. I remember you before. It was so cool to see these little kids. I mean, they're 5, 6 years old, and they're in the G1 section. They're looking at the classic figures. One funny moment I had, I was looking at some figures too, but there's a few G1s I don't have yet. And this boy's name, all the characters, Dash, like, I don't know. And then the boy with the little yellow mini cars says, "Man, is that Baldwin?" And he goes, "Yes, that's the original Baldwin." He just lit up and he looked at the guy selling the toys. He said, "How much is that?" And the guy said, $50. $50 toys, brought me. And I was kind of, I love that. And I was like, "Welcome to the Kollections G1." Yes, it's so cool to see these little kids. I'm 51 years old. I grew up with G1 and see these little kids here getting the G1s, talking with the voice actors that we grew up with. I'm a clip artist that we grew up in. We know now that this franchise is going to stand for another 40 years.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's forever, yeah. And you know, the other thing too is like how I saw so many younger fans as well. They were just really excited about stuff. In fact, and I want to share the story with you is that my daughter absolutely loves a character like mine, which is like a character who doesn't have any speaking roles. It's just a green RC repaint, right? And all she was doing was taking care of Cyclonus with a spoon. And my daughter just takes that figure from my office, constantly playing with it. And I saw this one dad here this weekend, and he had his daughter was dressed as if in a costume of like mine with a spoon, feeding her the Kingdom Cyclonus figure. And I was just like, I was just amazed at like how now we grew up with this franchise, and now the next generation is going to be taking it and running with it, with all the new Transformer stuff. Anybody here saw Transformers 1 knows that would be good. All of the color, the action, the storyline, and everything, and now the new generations of fans can just enjoy this franchise. And we're going to be along the ride, at least until we're sitting in our rocking chairs and I remember the time on Cybertron.
Oh, that was actually it. So that is something that is really interesting. You're seeing the eyes of them coming in, but also folks that aren't your typical thing for been this thing for a long time. And it's been predominantly male. And it's really, really nice to see more women, girls getting into this and coming in and offering their perspective on things, on characters, themes, on the actual improvement. Because Transformers are about change. Ultimately, I mean, that's what they're about, and that's something that is keeping this going. It's creating not only younger audience, but audiences that aren't the people that grew up in the 80s, new fans of all ages, all demographics, which is something that anything is. And we're actually seeing some classic fandoms like your Star Wars is having a lot of trouble figuring out where they're going, what they're doing. But TFCon is proving that we can reinvent ourselves in a way that just covers the gamut and brings in so much new blood, so to speak, and new fans and people that love this stuff. And we've got the generations of how many times in the last 20 years have we gotten new Transformers series? Like lots. We've got G1 fans, we've got Kollections fans, we've got Explorer fans, we've got fans, we've got Arts Love fans. We've got fans. Anybody what about new comics? Any of that comic will need to get tomorrow. Start Street going. What's that?
How about movie fans here?
Oh, yes, movie fans.
They're all Transformers, but that's it. Just to capitalize to mark on your point is that, yeah, it's about fans of all demographics or wherever they came in the fan. I mean, a friend of ours who's not here today, but he's back home. He grew up with Michael Bay's Transformers, and he just loves everything in the entire franchise. I mean, Dreebot is just collecting so much stuff now. It's like ridiculous.
Partially wanting.
That's our influence.
The crazy thing is what Transformers 1 shows, I think, is that if you concentrate on putting out good content, the audience will follow.
Yeah.
Because it was just good.
be a story.
And we did a lot last night, we was talking about, and just imagine if we would have had conventions back when we were growing up, because you could see like they would talk about the kids, all excited, doing all this stuff. Could you imagine if we would have had conventions back then like that for us? That would be pretty sweet and everything, but just to see, like I said, the younger generation to carry this on forward for us, and like I said, the favors, whatever you like, we like it, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, what we say, anything like that. As long as you like it, it's all that matters.
Yep. And another thing is whether you like these cell phone thingies or not, it's really democratized filmmaking because I've seen fan films of little Transformers, just like toys that have better storylines than some of the original 86 shows, right?
I mean, just a quick shout out for that, talking about stop motion stuff.
No, not just stop motion. I mean, it wasn't stop motion. The stuff I'm referring to was actually somebody moving the figures with their hands. If you see their thumbs in it, and it's got better storylines than 80s cartoons.
There's a friend of ours.
That's your opinion, sir.
A friend of ours named UltraMegatronus. UK, really funny guy, and he does not really stop motion necessarily, but kind of what you're saying. Some of the best voices in writing, all G1 figures.
No articulation at all.
But all limited articulate and just great stuff. And I don't want to make it a whole panel of shout outs, but go check out UltraMegatronus. Worth it. You'll have a good time. His own storyline, it's fun stuff.
So, well, that's with that said, I mean, we appreciate all of you who are continuing this fandom and keeping it going, growing, spending lots of money on plastic robots.
And we're living vicariously through us.
Yes, and yeah, pretty much. And well, those are for you. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, we're making content on YouTube for you guys to enjoy too. And it's at the same time, we want to hear from you guys. So I think at this point, we've said our piece about keeping the fandom together. And what we like to do at this time now is open up the floor to questions.
If you've seen our live streams before, we like interaction.
We do, right? And before it derails any further, let's bring up some of the audience. If you guys have questions, you can line up.
Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. Let's have some fun. And if you guys want to ask some questions, go for it.
Although we on that one, one line, I got a picture with at least for y'all. What's y'all's favorite figures? Like all time, like the past 40 years. Like, what's your number one?
Starting off with the easy one.
Yeah. Number one figure.
Number one figure, start with Balt. So we'll start with you. That way I'm thinking about it.
Well, my favorite character is Starscream. So I would
But Ranch figure of Stars.
Which figure starts?
It's not gonna be easy,
You
but
have like 3,000 there.
Yeah, that's a hard question, man. If the quick question is everybody, if you had and I hope nothing happens, but if you had a fire, which one would you take out with you? I would probably do the New Age Starscream, the Legend scale. I think it's the transformation, the quality, everything, the paint. If you watch my stuff, I'm a big New Age fan. They're the mini version of the fan toy, so I'd probably pick the Starscream from Legend scale New Age.
Sunstreak is my main figure. I love that on the character. So I've got two good G1 Sunstreakers. Those would run out with me on fire and heart.
Mine changes from year to year. Right now, my favorites are the 86 Kato Prime and oddly enough, the Legends G1 Prime that just got released. That thing is amazing.
and I thought it was gonna be a joke.
I thought it was too, but it is amazing. If you could get it, get a hold of it.
I guess my number one, and not going back to my childhood, it would have to be MPO1 Optimus Prime. My wife and I got married 2 weeks prior to me deploying to Iraq. And Prime came out right after I went overseas, and she bought him for me, so it'd be waiting when I got home. So that figure has just deep meaning for me. I think I've only transformed it once, and he's just sitting in the back of my collection. That's the one I would grab when I go to the store.
It's again, like Walt said, it's like, it's kind of hard to pick like which figure would be your favorite, but like currently right now, I really love and still do my customized up Kingdom Rodimus Prime. Because it's like finally a mainline Rodimus Prime figure that has all the articulation that you want, has and actually does justice to the character, because you never get these, every figure he's gotten has either been like, either articulation's been off or like vehicles, different, but it's a fun transformation and I enjoy the toy quite a bit.
Next one.
All right, next. Hi, Jordan. My question is for Deluxe. Deluxe, I understand you had full made cheese recently. What would you say it tastes like with the hot honey on it? No, I'm just kidding. It's not true. No, this actually is directed at Deluxe. One of the things when we first met 6 years ago at TFCon 2017, I can't believe it's that long ago. One of your metrics where people knew you is you asked for that you thought fandom was going to go be with third-party collectors, fandom in general in 5 years. And my question for all of you is, where do you see the fandom and collecting and conventions in the next 5 years? Because it sounds like, I think after seeing all this, we're pretty hopeful. So what do you guys think?
I'm hoping to see a continuation of this. I mean, here it is, 40 years later, you got bands from 1984, you got G1, you got Armand, you got every line. I mean, I saw everything. Little GoBot here and there. G2 was in there. Thank you very much. GoBot G2 figures all day today. I'll see you.
Yes, that's my favorite.
I think that's what's going to continue. I think that's what's awesome. 40 years later, there's still the originals. Then you got tables with the brand new stuff that's at Walmart right now. So it's just, I just want to see all those years, just keep adding another year, another line at cons. And just, we're busy. I mean, this thing is packed. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm going to attend as many as I can.
I think this franchise has a lot of longevity. Sort of keep going. It's not like a lot of other franchises are hurting, like really hurting badly because of the storytelling that's happening in them. Also because of I don't know, whatever marketing that they're doing is pretty poor, but it seems to be Transformers just has this like really loyal fan base that like we love, like the part of Transformers that we love, and it's going to keep going, and wherever anybody's entry point is, that's going to be so special to them, and they're going to come to these conventions and see how welcoming so many of us as a fandom, and all of you are, and how it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And I think it's going to go on for at least another 4 years. So yeah.
I'm hoping they do the trilogy for Transformers 1. They're supposed to do that, so I'm hoping by that time, this year, we probably have the second one out and the third one, and keep them away from Earth until the fifth one. So I'm hoping that we go off with that and everything. I think that we could already see that we're getting a lot of non-Transformers. We got 3-0, we got Blockies, we got a lot of, Super 7, a lot of Yellow Park that is here. I think we're going to get a lot more attention to that. G1, they're going to start going into more, RID, our Armada, the Crown Trilogy. I think they're going to move towards that. If y'all haven't checked out 3-0, they are, if you don't like non-transfer stuff, you may not like it, but they are beautiful pieces and they look great on a shelf. But I think a lot of that's going to go towards, we're already seeing that already, so I see that.
I think, Joe, your question about what conventions are going to look like. I think that scary box on our wall that tries to tell us that the world is a terrible place and it can get pretty scary. Places like this are going to get better because we get folks. You look at that and they try to tell us that we have nothing in common and we should stay away. But then here, look around, man. You got every kind of person in the world in this building for one thing that we all like. So don't pay attention to the box on the wall. Some places like this hang out. So it's just going to be more hungry for more stuff like that.
Paul and I were having that conversation yesterday.
We were actually having that conversation in the dealer room yesterday. So if you came up to us and we said we were having an adult conversation, boring adult conversation, that's what it was. But we have vastly different political ideologies, I think. But we're both adults and we both want to be here with all of you. That poop doesn't matter. It does not matter.
He's talking about peace and tranquility. You better punch me.
Yeah. That stuff doesn't, that stuff
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter here. We don't care. The only argument you're going to have is who's better, a new age figure or a Magic Square figure? Fight.
That is new age.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. We can talk all day. Hi there.
Hi. First of all, I would like to thank whoever said that if anyone enjoyed Transformers One for what it is, then that's good enough for us, even though it wasn't the kind of box office success that I thought it would be when it first came out on my birthday.
Oh, wow. I saw something that it made the money back, that video on demand was like hit.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Oh, yes, there's hope, there's hope.
I work in digital advertising. Yes, it did. Yeah.
Getting ready for Transformers 2, you guys, Megatron.
I probably wouldn't call it Transformers 2 if you don't want to confuse it with Revenge of the Fallen.
I won't get used for that.
There's one thing that I really want to say about Transformers 1's box office failure. Is there one thing that no offense should put the blame on?
Marketing, plain and simple, marketing. So you have to realize the marketing company for Transformers One was not the typical marketing company that Paramount used. They used a dime store marketing team for it. So what they did was they didn't actually give this company enough money to actually market it. It was very minimal marketing in the US. Nation or internationally, there was nothing. There was nothing. No books, no digital, no signage, nothing. Also, they released it. It's like the weirdest way in the world. Instead of a worldwide release, it was a staggered release. And that was specifically to get around unions in other countries, animation studio unions. And it's mind-numbingly stupid because they have it on their hands, yet they botched it at every turn. And I don't know why, because if they spent the same money with their in-house Paramount marketing team, it would have been fine. They would have gotten the simultaneous worldwide release. Instead, you had the US release first, then Australia, then China, then Japan, and then Europe and England got it a month later.
Literally almost right before digital streaming was releasing.
He's kind of passionate about this.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, I see.
I'm sorry, I'm so pissed at that. I'm sorry.
I think we can all collectively as a fan say we're pretty.
I was one of the guys in the beginning that kind of wasn't excited about it. I saw the ads that they released and I was like, that doesn't look like it's for me.
It looked like the Minions
I'm glad
movie
it's
was
for somebody, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
So I actually waited until it was streaming and I was like.
I always thought that it
I saw
flopped. Sorry. I always thought it flopped because a lot of people are still traumatized by the critical failures of Age of Extinction and The Last Night.
Yeah. It really boils down to marketing. That's really what it is. Like what made that movie not do well in the movie theaters is it came out, number one, also coming out in September, but two, coming out like the trail, like everybody's literally said, all of the non-Transformers fans that have talked about the movie in any capacity all said, yeah, that movie just like that first trailer, saw that first trailer and it was just like, I don't want to see this movie. And I'm like, no, you need to see Transformers 1. It actually is really good. I saw it. You know, I'm not pulling that chain. I'm like, I really enjoyed this movie. Yet people are.
We need to move. I'm sorry, I'm going to Baruch, but we got a lot of questions, so.
Oh, yeah, we can't change it next on question.
Yeah, sorry. Well, thank you. Yeah, I actually do like Transformers 1 regardless.
Yeah, I do too. So.
Hi, I'm a big IDW fan, as Fulcrum right here, but I was wondering, what's your favorite character from IDW and why? Or like more than CI or any specific comic that.
I'm looking first because I'm some of the broad spectrum, and I love that IDW brought back Thunderwave. one of my all-time favorite Transformer characters. He wasn't G1ified, but he was just this beast of a character that they had like in the first few issues, and then he has just disappeared. We haven't heard of Thunderwave in years, and we need him back.
Yeah, we need a new toy for him.
Thunderwave.
No, okay. I just liked her. She was really well written and smart.
This is a question.
Yeah, a super, super great character. Needs a good toy, like a really, really solid good toy. Hey, third parties, you're here, aren't you? In spirit? Give us an audio.
I didn't read it. Unfortunately, I haven't read it yet. I'm sorry. You didn't read IDW? I've read the new stuff.
Get off the panel.
Who invited you here anyway? I don't even know what to say.
It's on my list. It's on my list. I'll get to it, but I like the new Primal. They're really good. So, Starscream is, you know, when he got suplexed by Primal. Spoilers. I got it cried a little bit, but I love the new stuff. So.
I think Megatron and IDW, they brought Megatron a lot more life than he had.
Answer that question, I probably would say, I mean, I like Last Stand of the Wreckers, so I would probably say Springer in that series. And so I really enjoyed his character in that series, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So one comment, Transformers, one thing, it's almost like the marketing team wanted to fail, and they put an effort into making it with the budget they had as well. I don't know, so that's my perspective on that. So this question is kind of for you, Balt, but all you guys can answer as well. Your older videos of the Armada trilogy in particular are a little bit critiqued more than some might say. So I'm curious to know, for any of you, have your opinions changed over the years about certain lines of toys or shows, whatever, from before you first started YouTube, like your channels, whatever? Any particular opinion you might want to share might have changed overall? Because as you point out, there's many different continuities, shows that come out that some say it's not good, but others say it is good. So what's your thoughts on that?
So it's really interesting to take a look at figures that came out 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And back then, one, I was in a different place back then. I figured very different place. And then you just find a figure that you haven't touched in a decade. At first it's, how the hell do I transform this? I don't remember. Let me go look at my video. This happens more than you think. But a lot of times is, that was very much in the moment. And a lot of the reviews, a lot of my reviews, and actually pretty much my entire channel was, what am I thinking of this figure in the moment? What is this right now? 5 years, 10 years. Jesus, just keep dating myself. I'm sorry. Shut up. Almost 20. Yes, I was speaking.
Oh, the Balt Matrix. What you need is a force feed.
So you find some of these older figures and your opinions do change. But then you find Arachnid from Transformers Animated, you still go, oh, this So a lot of it is opinion at that time. Okay. Yes, your opinions can change. Opinions do change.
Except on G1 figures.
Not necessarily. Well, unless the figure is falling apart. But like, for example, Oil Slick was an animated Oil Slick figure that I was kind of mid on back then. And then I recently found out, I was like, oh, this is great. What was I talking about back then? You know, it's a lot of where your head at is at the time.
And you guys, okay, thank you.
That's right. But you can only review the figure in front of you, and there's plenty of things, kind of like growing up, I didn't like Pretenders at all, right? It was like killing Transformers for me as a kid. Now I'd love to go back and collect them.
No, that was action.
Action, that's it. Yeah, but so, I mean, your opinion just changes. Your opinion changes, but your video is forever. So you go back and watch that old one that you hated.
You can't cook fringe. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
I hate my first videos.
Oh, yeah.
I suck so bad.
My first videos were shot in 240p.
That means he's still right at that. We're good.
For all of you younger folks, take 1080 and divide by 4.
So you're saying is you're gonna rename your channel as to Balt Cup.
Somebody asked me earlier, kind of referring to, this kind of sidetrack about YouTube and what you need to start a YouTube channel. Most of it is what we film with, a couple of desk lamps and personality. When I first filmed, I took, those big 7-Eleven cups you can get with drinks. I put weight in the bottom one, took my belt clip, flipped that on the side of the cup, put my phone in, and that's how I filmed my first video. And it showed, I got tripods, so.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
Just an FYI, when I started, the iPhone hadn't come out yet. Think about that. I had a BlackBerry.
Hieroglyphics on the box.
Balt's cup.
Get off my lawn.
Hi, guys. First off, I want to thank you for having a limit in the room because there's just not been a lot of us in the past and there's been a lot of us in the future. And I think right now, I think that's awesome. So my question kind of leans towards that. You guys are all nine. Do you guys know of any female streamers out there right now that are either growing or that you know of?
A lot of them are starting to make their presence known. And I think a lot of them, you know what, I wonder if it's just that some of them just haven't started making YouTube channels and just talking about what they love about Transformers or what their favorite Transformers character is.
So actually, to that point,
Yeah.
a big problem that we or I am seeing living in the technology space is actually YouTube is the problem. Twitch has gotten a lot better about this with bringing up more female creators, 100%. YouTube's algorithms are built around dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if this is something new to people, but it is unfortunately the way the algorithm is built right now, and it sucks. And I found a couple of technology creators, Shannon Morse being one of them, if you're a big fan of tech YouTubers. And she just disappeared from all of my recommendations and even my subscriptions for like 6 months. And I was like, well, where is she? And I saw I was still subscribed to her. She was still creating content. I wasn't seeing it.
I don't think that's just a her problem. And
No, that is a.
well, I'm saying that is a YouTube problem as a whole. It's not
Yes.
just her, but it
Yeah.
seems to be all creatives.
I'll bring up every one of these guys, and there's a lot of times I don't know they put a video out until they tell me in the chat.
Yeah.
So one of my suggestions for you, want to start a YouTube channel, you want to get your name out there, promote yourself. Make yourself a Facebook page, an Instagram page, whatever. Don't rely on YouTube to share your content. You get out there, you get to know people, you say, hey, I got this out now, or you invite other youth. That's how we all met. We invite each other on our channels, and supporting each other is a big part of making this happen too. So,
And don't be afraid to talk with other Transformers fans, because that is something that,
because they're all cool.
yeah, that is something that we you know, when we were coming to these conventions, we talk to everybody.
And also,
Don't be afraid to talk to anybody, you know what I mean?
also
So,
reach out to us. Reach out to other, YouTubers and say, hey, because we do show, I do involve around learning or interview new, anybody that you think knows Transformers, you want to come on and, Kato does it, Patriot Prime does it, everybody does
If
it.
you're brave enough, join us for a live stream.
Yeah.
That's an experience.
If you need help, we are always there to help anybody that wants our help.
Sounds to me like you need to create a YouTube.
Oh, God, no.
This answer.
Hello, my question for you is, what piece of media or like a toy brought you into this community, Transformers?
My first experience with the Transformers was I was with my dad at the drugstore. He was picking up a prescription. He told me to go get comic books. So I grabbed issue number 3 in Marvel Comics because it had Spider-Man on the cover, webbing up this really pissed off robot. And I got to read that, and that just opened a whole new world for me. Next thing I know, I'm getting the figures, and that was it. Marvel G1 will always hold a special place in my heart. Issue number 3. It's framed in multiple places in my house and in my office at work. So
I would say Countdown to Extinction was the first episode I actually saw airing on TV at the time that I can recall. And it was like, it's a weird episode. It's like part 4 of the Ultimate Doom. And, with Dr. Archibald. And that's how I remember getting into this franchise and, just wanting more and more and more of it. And all these plastic robots that.
So back to your question about how I got into the community, I
Oh,
actually.
the community, that's.
I
So we're talking about Transformers, yeah.
So obviously, I was around watching shows when I was a wee lad. But the community aspect was one of the first Transformers podcasts called TF Wired. Started back in, thank you, see that hand? That started back in 04, 05, and they were looking for a host, and I thought, well, I'm bored. Let me, I was on the AllSpark at that point and just saw this random thing on their forums, and I sent them an email and did a casting call and all that stuff. And then that started as a co-host. Then I started my YouTube channel because we saw probably the world's worst Transformers video review ever, and then it just snowballed from there.
Yeah, to actually answer your question, Beast Wars was what brought me back because, and it's where Rodimus Primal came from, was because I was, at the time, Transformers was already a G1 guy, so like, I saw the first episodes of Beast Wars and I was like, I don't really like it, the computer animation, and it didn't look right to me, I didn't like the fact they were animals. But something just clicked with me when I watched one of the episodes, and then I saw the last 5 episodes of season 2. Yeah. Yeah. And where they enter the arc, and there's all the G1 guys on the arc, and it's like Beast Wars is that. So he did it all. He did buy every toy. Then I started getting onto the forums. The internet was like kind of like new for being, public use for everybody. I started getting on like all .toys.transformers, looking at all the people post stuff and posting about other stuff. And then that's where I started posting as Rodimus Primal on different message boards, and that's where I got involved in the community. So, but let's speed it up because we do have a lot of people who want to ask questions. Real quick. Shut you. So shocking questions.
That's fun. Think watching like the Transformers, 10-year-old Kato first got Sunstreak. But what got me into YouTube was I lost my job due to a hurricane when I lived down in Myrtle Beach. Didn't have anything else to do, so I did what any wise person would do and spent all my money on Transformers and started a YouTube. So that's what did it.
And I played as a kid, well, I guess I played with them as a kid. Adult, RID got me back into it. I saw them in Walmart. I was like, I'm never Transformers, and Armada really got me kickstarted back in as an adult. And YouTube just happened on accident, I guess. Thank you.
I like it, sure.
Hi, so I'm hosting a panel at a convention next year where I'm basically pitching Transformers to people who don't know anything about it.
Awesome.
And I'm using this slice of life element, like usually like friendships, relationships, like characters and stuff. I was hoping if you had like some dynamics all across media and like books and stuff. I was hoping you had examples of like good like characterization or good dynamics that you would recommend to people to like that there's some good content to it. So I was hoping you could have like some recommendations of stuff like that you would just give like an example, like something that stuck with you. Like there's just like just like 2 characters that really were good written and you would recommend people to watch. But
TF1. That's a good start. You don't even have to know anything about the series. My wife went with me and she knows a little bit about Transformers. She absolutely loved that movie. So that's a good point to introduce anybody to, because then she's gonna ask questions. So my wife just sent me all kinds of Megatron questions. Well, was he an Optimus Prime best friend? And I just spent like all night. I was proud. Teach my wife about this. So TF1, I think it's gonna cover every base you need, and it's gonna get people interested in the franchise.
TF1 will be someone's great G1.
Yep.
Good place.
And it'll be out on DVD.
If they're little, Skybound. Yeah. TF1 Skybound, run with it.
You're welcome.
Hey! Everybody knows this.
Hello, my name is Don. I'm new to the family. Being 54, I am one of the older people in the family. I got 3 years on it. So I was there before all this began. And I was on Altitude Instruments and all that, Ryan Kilby and all that. The thing I've always tried to do is an online, I'm not gonna use personality, but as a presence, that I think one of the big things that affects our family the most is something new comes out. Everybody jumps on it. It's not right. It's not wrong. I hate it. And they look at a still or a snapshot or something like the new Superman movie. People are already hating this new Superman movie from stills and snapshots. How can those of us that don't have the platform y'all do, I don't want to be a gatekeeper, but I want to be a voice of reason to like watch it first, read it first, experience it first, then make a call. But it feels like I'm shouting into the wind sometimes that I just can't get people to understand that.
To answer that question really quickly is I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we've seen bad storytelling before, and a lot of times a lot of people get that way because when they enjoy like one part of the franchise and that something comes out afterward and it's not as good as what came before, they're like very, they're very protective of it. But to quickly answer that question, I think it's just simply is this. It's like, yes, do give it a shot, be critical, but be fair. And that's just basically the best way to be about it is to be fair about it. When you have a criticism, it isn't necessarily a condemnation. So
I think most people also use, that's what their material is, that's what their content is, their fashion. That's what they do a lot. That's a lot of people get used for that and everything. So sometimes that's just their personality and that's their content. And everything.
YouTube love rage.
Yeah, the YouTube do love rage. If you start, making fun of, a figure or something like that, it usually gets more, if you more than you praise it.
I just want to do what I can out there in the wild to keep us from getting as bad as those other things.
There's almost nothing you can do. People are gonna dislike what they dislike. All you can do is like it. And I'd love to say it's as easy as saying, give it a chance. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you can convince somebody to do it. And the big thing is to be able to shrug it off, walk on and go enjoy what you like.
exactly. Thanks, guys.
You're
welcome.
I'm a huge Studio Series fan. Which one is your favorite?
Which one is our favorite what?
Studio Series.
Not Bumblebee.
86 right now.
Yep, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Prime.
86 Prime.
I mean, all of it, good. All the studio series are usually pretty good.
Studio Series Hot Rod is great.
Thank you.
Fire. And, this question's for Speed and Filmmakers. 14 years ago was when I started watching your videos, right around the release of your 250th review. I recently acquired the subject of that 250th review and was hoping that I could get it signed by you.
Sure, come see me come see me after the panel. I'll be right outside.
What is the mascot for your YouTube channels? Like the Transformers?
Rodimus Prime. What is our mascot?
Oh,
America.
Drawn by Matt Moylan.
Patriot Proud.
My cats.
My name and a really ridiculous cartoon version of myself.
It's my name over the Matrix and everything. So, and I love Dream.
You freaking love Transformers. You freaking love Transformers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, I'm Blue Deseo. I might be heavy in your guys' comments all the time. I'm sorry. We love it. I just wanted to ask if you guys had to start your channel today, from the lessons that you learned from starting your channel, what would you do differently, or what would you advise a new?
Don't start one.
Don't worry. The main thing I've learned without getting a lot of stuff here is if you want to start a YouTube channel, you got the interest in doing it, just do it. You're going to learn by experience. Every video that you make, you're going to grow. Yeah. And that's how we all started. We just sat down and said, I'm filming. And that's how we started.
The other thing on that is just be consistent. Do one video a week. one video a week at the same time every week. Show that algorithm you are committed to the exact same thing you are doing, because that's what the machine wants.
Yep. I make a video that you want to watch.
Yes, that's.
And
Yes. And Deluxe, leave the baby alone.
I do floor time.
Okay.
We have 1 minute left. Bring it on.
All right, so I am Bobby from Bot vs. Con, and I will say, how do you determine what your style or what your platform is going to be based on? You know, is it, I wanted to talk about legends. If somebody's new, trying to get, do I want to talk about masterpiece? Do I want to talk about legends? Do I want to talk about toy hacks? Do I want to talk about transforming? How do you pick what you're going to talk about?
For me, I started with G1. I'm an old G1er, and I felt that nobody was reviewing G1s at the time. Power of the Primes was the line coming out. And I was strictly G1 until somebody asked me to start reviewing new stuff. And I said, well, I'm not going to review new stuff because everybody else is. And the comment was, well, you're not. And I was like, okay. So I started reviewing everything. But I noticed I did get kind of stuck in the rut where I'm known only for Transformers and toy hacks. I tried to venture out and film other stuff. Nobody watched it. So once you get stuck where you are, just roll with it and you're good.
That's the YouTube algorithm. That is specifically the YouTube algorithm. If you have one idea, have a channel with that one idea. If you have another idea, start another channel. If you have a third idea, start a third channel. That's just the way the stupid machine wants you. It wants to pigeonhole your content. But if you've got multiple ideas, just keep making new channels. For the love of God, use 2FA, two-factor authentication, please.
Just have fun with it. Like I said, I do
that too.
You know,
Don't forget that.
I do floor time where I get on the floor. I just want to bring people back to their childhood, you know, when they're playing on the floor and everything. So I've added that to my, you know, started doing that and everything. So, and if you're old and, you know, like that, it's really hard to get back up. But just have fun with it. Make it your own. Do something that other people are not doing. Everything just everybody can do, you know, that. Just be yourself.
Oh, I'm gonna say one more thing, just to end it here, to answer that question, is be passionate. Whatever you're passionate about, that is going to show in your video. What you are passionate about. If you're passionate about Transformers, talk about Transformers. You're passionate about Power Rangers, talk about Power Rangers. You're passionate about whatever. And obviously it will show, and that's where the algorithm will push, because they see that passion coming out of you. And
Viewers will know.
They will know.
Not in what you're reviewing at the time, they'll call you out. So be, like you said earlier, you be in that proper mindset to review. Exactly, nice, I've got free time. Yep. Something happened at work, I'm ticked off. I'm not sitting down going to do a review, I'm just going to show.
Yeah, so.
I think that's gonna wrap us up.
Yeah.
All right.
Big TFCon, thank you guys.
We're gonna get you guys. We really do. We will be out front.
All right, thank you all so much. We'll be back in a few minutes. Bring it back.
Guys, and that is it, live from TFCon Baltimore, at the panel with 40 years of YouTubing, and totally happy that you guys were able to hang out. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all these guys, because they bust their butts for you guys. So remember that all the time. Remember, you're never too old to feel too young. And when it comes to collecting anything, collect life experience yourself, because it's the best way to go. Talk to you guys later, and see you probably on Saturday with some content and some guests on the stream. Take care.